Hello, everybody, it's your boy, Jmulls, and we got some big, in fact, massive news for add-ons in World of Warcraft Midnight. Elvui may be taking its final bow, as Blizzard's war on combat add-ons gone too far. Well, let's talk about it.
Can't even break one elf.
Development of Elvui for Midnight is now officially on hold. We would need to see major changes from Blizzard very soon to be able to actually provide the UI replacement our users want. And also, given the current situation and state of API, we won't be able to provide custom unit frames and other major parts of the UI. That is a statement by Lucky One on both Twitter and I think Discord as to why right now at least there won't be a version of Elvui ready for the next expansion of World of Warcraft Midnight. For those who don't know, Elvui is one of the oldest and most popular add-ons for World of Warcraft. It is a UI suite, and it completely allows you to change the look and feel of the UI from the standard Blizzard version to the more minimalistic approach Elvui goes for. A lot of people love Elvui because of how customizable it is, on top of that minimalistic aesthetic that it has. I myself used to main Elvui in the past, and a lot of people went to the root of Elvui before because before Dragonflight, the overall state of the UI for World of Warcraft was, let's face it, terrible. And you can imagine for people that have used Elvui for many years, they've grown accustomed to it. To them, Elvui is how to play World of Warcraft. Now, why is it going away? Well, World of Warcraft is cracking down on add-ons in combat scenarios in Midnight. The stated goal, reiterated by Blizzard only a couple of days ago on a post that we have covered before, that stated goal is add-ons should not be able to automate combat decisions for the player. Combat is an important distinction here, as we have done our best to avoid interfering with access to non-combat information. Furthermore, add-ons should retain their ability to customize how information is presented to the player. Well, what's the problem here? If Elvui is only meant to customize the user interface, why would they hold production on the add-on for Midnight? Well, as we said at the top of this section, Lucky One specifically pointed out that the current situation and state of API, they won't be able to provide custom unit frames and other major parts of the UI. So it's not just unit frames, but unit frames was the one thing that was singled out here. Now, personally, I'm not necessarily against Blizzard's new approach to add-ons with Midnight. I do think the state of add-ons, especially in combat, have gone too far, and I don't mind that they're trying to rein that in. I think a significant slice of that pie as to why they're doing it is because we're going to get a console port at some point of World of Warcraft. They are owned by Microsoft now, after all. But I don't think it's the only reason. World of Warcraft can be an immensely intimidating experience for someone new to the game when they're being bombarded by people saying, oh, do you have this week, or do you have this add-on, etc., etc. It's a lot of historical knowledge that many WoW players have built up over time to where it's second nature to us, but for someone new to the game, you're basically speaking an alien language. But again, when it comes to something like Elvui, I don't personally see the issue with it. I no longer use Elvui because I think it's ugly, but many other people don't, and that is their preferred way to display their user interface. But I'm also not entirely sure I'm ready to blame Blizzard here either. Let's talk about it.
Can't even break one elf.
Here's my perspective on this. One of Blizzard's stated goals with the add-on situation in Midnight and beyond is they want to allow add-ons to continue to be able to customize how that information is displayed to the player in combat. It's just, it can't take information and spit out logic for you to act on. That's one thing. But customizing how the logic the game displays to you and customizing how that logic is portrayed to the player, I don't see an issue with that. And if the way that Blizzard are trying to get this into Midnight is by no longer allowing players to customize unit frames, well then I think that goes against one of their stated goals when it comes to add-ons in Midnight and beyond. Now, Blizzard did say they wanted to start off in the Midnight Alpha as strict as they possibly can be and then work their way from there when it comes to add-ons, and allowing things to be able to be modified with add-ons, or even create new tools for add-on developers and stuff like that. Okay, sure. But again, if you're not allowing these add-ons to customize key elements of the UI, then are we really abiding by what the stated goals of this add-on purge are? Are we going too heavy-handed with this? I think it's a distinct possibility here. And for me, I don't use LVY anymore. I think it looks ugly. But I'm not every person out there. There's a lot of WoW players that adore LVY for whatever reason. That is their prerogative, and in my opinion, they should be able to customize the user interface experience the way they want to. And if this ends up being a case where it's just like Blizzard allows you to customize the unit frames, it's just a bunch of add-on developers, LVY included, just can't be asked trying to figure out this new API situation, that's another thing, right? Like, at that point, it's not necessarily Blizzard's fault if add-on developers don't want to adjust to the times. But if Blizzard themselves are no longer allowing add-on developers to truly get this level of customization that has been in the game up to this point in time, then I do think that's an issue that Blizzard should rectify. So long as it's not creating new logic for the player, or displaying things the base UI is incapable of displaying, I don't see the issue with allowing add-ons to be able to customize how things visually look. And I don't think Blizzard minds either, because again, that is one of their stated goals. So this could just be a mess up on Blizzard that they're slow to rectify for whatever reason, because it's Blizzard, let's be fair here. It could be a case of maybe some add-on developers just can't be asked modifying the UI to this new realm we're entering. Or it could be a bit of column A and a bit of column B. I also don't understand the glee some people are able to glean from situations like this, where people revel in the fact that elements of the game are being eroded away for certain players, and they're taking like some kind of sadistic joy in that. That I don't understand. Again, I don't see the problem with something like LVY. Allow players to customize how information is portrayed to them in a manner that they like. You don't have to use LVY. It's not like some requirement for the game. When it comes to add-ons that provide some kind of advantage, that modify the actual game experience and provide logic that you can act on, yeah, that's one thing, right? Like weak auras, for instance. I can understand that, and you know what? I even agree with preventing that functionality and removing it. I agree with that. But when it comes to just basic UI customization, I don't care how someone wants to modify their game and how they want to make it look. That is their prerogative, in my opinion. And I think Blizzard should allow add-ons to customize that fully. Now, granted, it is an alpha for Midnight, soon to be a beta. This is a time to take player feedback into account, and they did talk about their stated goal is to be as strict as possible when it comes to how add-ons can be incorporated into World of Warcraft moving forward, and then go from there. Sure, it's just in this regard, I hope to see them relax a bit. There's also another element to this. In my opinion, I also want World of Warcraft to allow even further customization for the UI of the basic version of World of Warcraft. I think the Dragonflight revamps that we got were a massive step in the right direction. It's one of the biggest reasons, in fact it is the reason, I don't use LVY anymore. I just don't feel the need to when I can use things like Baginator and an add-on for my hotbars and call it a day. But one of the reasons people use add-ons so much is because that's kind of the role they were supposed to fill for the longest time. If you didn't like the vanilla version of the game, well, you could just modify it to your heart's content and configure it to just the way you want it to be. I think that's an element of the game that should be preserved because it is a fantastic element of World of Warcraft. And that's an element of World of Warcraft that you can get very, very into if you want, or be very surface level with it if you want, or just not engage in it at all. And that's how it should be. The option to modify the experience should be up to the player.
Can't even break one elf.
But here's where you come in. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, your opinions, your perspective on this whole situation. Are you an LVY enjoyer? Did you used to be an LVY enjoyer? Or have you never touched the add-on in your life? What do you think? Where's your mind right now? I'd love to hear your thoughts, hear your opinions, and hear your perspectives. And while you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. And Blizzard, only a few days ago, put out a clarification about their stance on add-ons in Midnight. And if you want to find out what that clarification states, you should check out this video right here for more. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Until we meet again.